The New Zealand Trucking Association, the NTA, is celebrating the professionalism and dedication of women in the transport industry by shining a spotlight on their stories through a new social media campaign. The initiative, part of the Transport Women program, aims to increase visibility, encourage connection, and showcase the important contributions that women make across the sector. Whether it's women drivers, technicians to office staff, the goal is to bust some stereotypes and get more women thinking about careers in transport. The NTA reckons having more women on board makes the industry stronger, more dynamic and more innovative. The NTA's Chief Operations Officer is Carol McGeady, and she joins me now. Carol, good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good to talk. Good to talk. I'm really excited about this because I've got a little bit of a secret I'm going to let you in on. I've always thought that if I wasn't doing this job, I want to drive trucks, big ones, through the night.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's always been. We're going to talk about that a little later on. Look, I had a quick squiz at the numbers, and as of 2023, women make up approximately 6% of the truck driving workforce. While that doesn't sound like a lot, it is a significant increase, I believe, of 240% over the past decade. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, I actually think it's potentially a little bit more than that. It's really hard to get the statistics when there's no real data being collected. So there's a lot of numbers around, but from what we see, we're seeing more and more women getting behind the wheel of the big trucks, and those companies that have realised the secret are desperately looking for more women, So when they employ a woman driver, they find that they have less repair bills, better fuel consumption, the customers are happy, they're far more flexible than some of their counterparts. And so once they've introduced women into their workforce, they actually want more. And that's the situation we're in right now.
So what are before we get on to this campaign that you've got, what are some of the biggest challenges that women do face in transport?
It's more about the environment, and it's not so much about, there's a bit of myth going around, they're treated badly and all that, because women stand up for themselves nowadays, Years ago, I could see how that could be, the major thing. The biggest thing that they tell me is they just want to be treated the same. They don't want any special treatment. They're not men haters. They don't want anything like that. They're not trying to prove a point, In this day and age, we don't need to prove a point. So the biggest thing is they just want to be treated the same and celebrated the same, but, there isn't anybody celebrating them. So that's where we're pretty passionate about everything we do with Transport Women. We organise a truck show every couple of years in Canterbury, and we always encourage them to get together at that. And I'm really proud to say the last truck show that we held in 24, we had more women truck drivers winning the Show and Shine Awards than we've ever had. So there was a significant massive amount. Brought their trucks along and shined them up and entered the awards. And traditionally, truck shows like that, the men would all get together, they'd all, do whatever they do, and the women didn't really want to be there or didn't get included, or it just wasn't the atmosphere, that they wanted to be in. So we created this premium show in a beautiful Canterbury Park and make a big fuss of all the drivers that come, not just the women, but all the drivers that turn up. So we give out lots of awards, and while we do a special award for women, they don't want their own show. They just want to be standing side by side, and that's what they did, and they took out some of the major awards, as well as we celebrated the Women in Transport Award there.
So let's talk about this new social media campaign. How does it work? Carol, what are you looking for?
Well, I want to absolutely flood the internet with pictures of women working in transport. And so they just need to send me their picture and a wee bit of information about them.
Yep.
And then it's going to continually run for
Yep.
as long as I'm getting pictures and information. Yep. And we'll just keep them visible for as long as we can and tell their stories. So it crosses over to the careers program that we do, our workforce strategy. And so the more that we have out there visible to people, the more we'll get back. So that's the aim of it, is to celebrate them. And it's just the amazing stories. I've been in the industry nearly 14 years, and I'm so impressed with some of the profiles that I've created that are going to come live over the next few weeks. I mean, things like filling up the Air Force planes and helicopters. You know, she drives a Volvo truck. Nobody knows that. Yeah. Super cool pictures of the plane she's filling up. Likes of Leanne that I profiled last week. She's very high up in Opsy land. She looks after everybody from the part-timers to the drivers that are driving to the management to the office staff. Brilliant. She's incredible. She takes on all these extra roles. She's chairperson of CILT in Canterbury, and we've invited her onto our board. She's on our board now. She's really trying to make a difference and bring young people in. She's an absolute true inspiration. Katrina Aubrey was one that went up this week. She's a sleep specialist. So she just wants everyone to be safe and sleep well. And these are all the women that work behind the scenes that we need to share their stories so the knowledge gets out there, so that people can aspire to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're right. If it's people don't know what lies behind an industry, you might not think, you might have thought about it, but you're like, well, I don't really know too much about it or what these people do. I think it's a great idea because it's not just about driving, is it, Carol? What other parts of the industry do women get involved in?
Right across the board, from technicians to truck repairs, everything you can think of, every part of the truck or what keeps that truck on the road, they're involved in, but often not seen, not noticed. So that's what we're trying to change. We want to connect them. We hold a few connect events whenever we can. Whenever there's another event going on, we'll always have a transport woman, and we get very good numbers to that. And they just want to connect and talk to other women in the industry and learn and continue to grow. So part of the campaign, the next part will be to get people to organise some sort of catch-up, whether it's in a coffee shop or if it's in a park. It doesn't matter. Just we'll push it out there and promote it and get people along. Great. So it's just about connecting, staying connected and looking after each other.
You've said the campaign is about recognition, not separation. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Correct. Well, they don't want to be treated any different. So it's not about creating a movement that is going to rule or whatever. It's about we're here, we're equals, we're doing the same job as our counterpart men. So let's just make sure that we're recognised for that. And part of that is identifying the challenges that they have where they work. So quite often the facilities in a transport company are disgusting. And little things can mean a lot, for a woman on the road. Yeah. There's a social media influencer from Western Australia called CJ. Trucking with CJ is her channel, and we got her out recently to talk to other women in transport and other drivers, and she captures it really well for Australia. She's driving a big rig in Western Australia, and she will show what life is like. And she did a segment on the facilities that she has to deal with to have a shower and to go to the toilet, and, you know, just basic things that companies could improve without any effort.
Yeah.
And that would encourage more women into the industry. I have been told by women that they went to the job, they absolutely hated it. The toilets were filthy, the kitchen had no cleaning equipment, and it was just the rinse of the cup. You know, like they've just got to smarten their act up about those companies that aren't doing that. The companies that do take notice, and you know, I'm not going to name and shame, but I'm going to name and celebrate TR Group in Auckland, big truck rental company. I have never seen anything like it.